Do you know someone who seems to work twice as hard but never achieves what they want? Maybe you felt this way too. You work, you visualize, you affirm, you do everything right, but what you long for doesn't manifest. And then you think, maybe I don't want it enough. Maybe I lack discipline. And you push yourself even harder, but nothing changes. Here's the problem. You've been led to believe that manifesting requires constant effort, as if the universe only rewards those who struggle, push, and control every step. But the truth is different. The more you strive to force an outcome, the more you disconnect from the energy that makes it possible. Effort stems from lack. It's a vibration that screams, I don't have it yet, and I'm afraid it won't come. And the universe, which doesn't hear your words but your frequency, simply gives you more of that. Waiting, tension, frustration. The true secret of manifestation isn't about doing more. It's about aligning your energy with what you desire. Manifesting isn't about pushing, it's about allowing. It's about letting go of control and acting only from inspiration. It's trusting so deeply that you no longer need to prove anything to anyone, not even yourself. In this video, you'll not only understand why trying so hard is a silent mistake that sabotages your dreams, but you'll also discover how to raise your vibration, how to flow with the universe, and how to manifest from a state of peace, certainty, and inner power. Because what you're seeking already exists. You just have to stop interfering. And when you learn to do that, what once seemed impossible simply starts to happen. Have you ever felt that the harder you try to manifest something, the further it seems to slip away? As if the more you try, the more life resists giving you what you so deeply desire? It's a frustrating paradox. You're clear about what you want, you focus, you visualize, you work hard, and yet the result doesn't come. Why? The answer is uncomfortable but liberating. Your excessive effort might be sabotaging your manifestation. From a young age, we've been taught that everything valuable comes through struggle, that without sacrifice, there's no reward, that the only way to achieve what you want is by giving it your all. This deeply ingrained mindset in our culture has created an invisible trap. The idea that manifesting depends on how much we do, how much we push, how much we control. But the universe doesn't respond to physical effort. It responds to the energetic frequency you emit. When you obsess over an outcome, when you feel you have to do more because otherwise nothing will happen, you're emitting a vibration of lack. And the universe, a perfect vibratory mirror, can only return more of that same energy. The real issue isn't that you desire too much. It's that by trying too hard, you're unconsciously declaring that you don't trust that what you want is possible for you without struggle. It's like swimming upstream, exhausting, frustrating, and ultimately ineffective. Manifesting from effort is like planting a seed and then yelling at it to grow. It doesn't work because growth doesn't respond to shouting. It responds to fertile soil. And that soil is your vibration. Effort comes from fear. Fear that things won't happen, that you're not enough, that life won't respond unless you force it. But fear is a contracting energy. And when you're contracted, closed, and anxious, the natural flow of creation can't reach you. That's why, when you act from the need to control, you block the paths through which your desires could manifest. It's not that you don't deserve what you want. It's that you're trying to bring it in from a frequency that can't sustain it. What if I told you that the universe is already working in your favor, but you can't see it because you're too busy pushing? What if, instead of doing more, your real work was to open up, trust, and allow? That doesn't mean staying still or being passive. It means shifting where you act from, moving from anxious effort to inspired action. That action comes when you're in tune with what you desire, not when you're trying to wrestle it from life with desperation. Many of the greatest quantum leaps in a person's life don't come after years of effort, but after a moment of inner clarity, when you finally release the tension, breathe, and say, I trust. It's in that fertile void that the universe steps in. In the next part, we'll explore what it really means to let go without giving up, how trusting isn't weakness, but the most powerful act of manifestation, and why the control you seek so desperately might be keeping you from everything you desire. Music. Letting go. That phrase sounds so simple, yet feels so difficult to live out. especially when it's about something you desire with all your heart. You've been taught that if you let go, you lose, that if you stop trying, you fail. But that belief isn't just false. It's one of the main reasons your manifestations are delayed. Letting go isn't abandoning. Letting go isn't resigning yourself. Letting go is stopping your interference. Imagine for a moment that your desire is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. You've watered it, you've nourished it, the seed is sown, but then you start digging it up every day to check if it's growing. You manipulate it, you doubt it, you watch it with anxiety. The result? The seed dies, not from lack of water, but from too much control. That's what you do with your desires every time you don't let go. The universe works through resonance. Everything responds to frequencies, and the most powerful frequency for manifesting isn't intense desire, it's calm certainty. That inner energy that says, I know what I desire is already on its way. I don't need to force it. I don't need to understand how. I just need to be open to receive it. Most people don't let go because they don't trust. And they don't trust because they've believed that life needs to be pushed, that achievement only comes through tension. But that's an illusion of the ego. The ego fears the invisible, fears not being in control, and so it clings. But the soul knows something different, that everything truly meant for you doesn't need to be forced, it only needs to be allowed. Letting go means doing your part and then letting the universe do its part. It's taking a step with intention and then letting life handle the next ones. It's not passivity, it's active trust. And yes, it takes courage, because letting go is like jumping without seeing the ground. Knowing the universe is the invisible net that holds you. Have you noticed that the most magical manifestations in your life didn't come when you were chasing them with anxiety, but when you relaxed, when you focused on living, when you let go of attachment, when you stopped monitoring every step of the process? In that space of non-control, the universe could act. Manifestation doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your vibration. And when your vibration is one of peace, surrender, and certainty, everything moves toward you with an ease that effort can never match. Does that mean you should stop acting? Number. But it does mean stopping actions driven by fear, stopping decisions rooted in the worry that it won't happen. Every time you take forced action based on the fear that it won't arrive, you're energetically affirming that you don't believe it can come on its own. And the universe hears that. That's why the true art of manifesting is learning to let go with love, let go with faith, let go knowing that everything is conspiring in your favor, even if you can't see it. And when you do, when you finally release the need to control, what once resisted you simply flows. In the next part, we'll discover how to move from control to inspired action, that way of moving in the world that doesn't come from effort, but from the soul. Because letting go isn't about staying still. It's about learning to move from a completely different inner place. After letting go of control, many people feel a void, an inner restlessness, as if by not forcing things, something is missing. What do I do now? Do I just sit and wait? Do I just visualize? This is where one of the most powerful secrets of conscious manifestation comes in. Inspired action. It's not about doing nothing. It's about acting from a completely different place. From certainty, not anxiety. From calm enthusiasm, not urgency. Because there's a vast difference between moving from fear and moving from alignment. Inspired action is like dancing to a melody only you can hear. It doesn't come from a to-do list or what you should do. It comes from a deep, often subtle impulse, charged with clarity. It's that idea that appears out of nowhere and feels light, natural, inevitable. Not because it's logical, but because it resonates. The problem is that many are so used to the noise of the mind, to the voices of fear, that they no longer hear the soft voice of the soul. That voice doesn't shout, it whispers, and you can only hear it when your mind is at peace. That's why practices like silence, breathing, meditation, or mindfulness aren't spiritual luxuries. They're tools to sharpen your sensitivity so you can distinguish when an action comes from pressure and when it's true inner guidance. How do you recognize inspired action? Because it doesn't hurt, It doesn't weigh you down. It doesn't drain you. It might require work, yes, it might involve physical effort, but it never leaves you empty. On the contrary, it energizes you, leaves you feeling like you've done exactly what you were meant to do, even if you don't know why, even if the result isn't immediate. Inspired action doesn't focus on the how or the when. It simply responds to an inner yes, that spark that lights up when something is aligned with your energy, with your deep truth. When you act from there, the universe opens up, synchronicities multiply, and the improbable becomes natural. But here's something important. For inspired action to emerge, you first need to make space. As long as you're busy running, obsessively planning, filling every minute with noise, inspiration can't enter. Not because it's not there, but because you're not available. Leave spaces for non-doing, for contemplation, for listening. The most powerful action often arises from the quietest void. And when that true impulse arrives, follow it. Don't over-question it. Don't delay it waiting to have everything figured out. Inspired action rarely comes with absolute certainty. It comes with intuition, with a spark, with a soft certainty you can't explain but can't ignore. The big mistake is waiting to feel total security. But manifestation is a game of faith and flow. The path only appears when you take the step. And if you don't yet know what that inspired action is, don't worry. Just focus on feeling good, on raising your vibration, on letting go of control. Because inspired action isn't forced, it's received. In the next and final part, we'll explore how to keep this energy alive day after day because manifesting isn't a one-time act. It's a way of life, a way of being present in the world, aligned with what's already yours through vibration. Imagine for a moment that the universe is a perfect mirror. It doesn't reflect what you desire or even what you say you want. It reflects what you are in your deepest vibration. This truth, though uncomfortable for many, is the core of conscious manifestation. You don't attract what you ask for with words. You attract what you emit with your energy. Everything in the universe vibrates, from galaxies to your cells, from stones to your thoughts. Quantum physics has shown that matter is nothing but condensed energy vibrating at different frequencies. And if you too are energy, your emotional and mental state emits a signal that the quantum field interprets with no margin for error. When you vibrate in peace, you attract circumstances that nourish that peace. When you live in anxiety, you unknowingly call in more reasons to feel anxious. That's why many people, despite visualizing, repeating affirmations, or writing their desires over and over, don't manage to manifest them. Because deep down, their vibration remains one of lack, doubt, or need. And the universe responds with more of the same. Vibration isn't controlled by the logical mind. It's cultivated through authentic emotion. This is where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown how sustained states of gratitude and love alter brain and heart coherence, creating an electromagnetic field aligned with higher frequencies. And that's the key. Raising your vibration isn't about thinking positively. It's about feeling deeply. The most common mistake is trying to force a frequency that doesn't match your true state. You pretend to be okay. You pretend to have faith. You pretend abundance. But inside, you're still vibrating in fear. That dissonance is read by the universe as incoherence. And what happens with incoherence? It manifests as confusion, contradictory results, situations that seem to move forward and then backward. That's why the first step to changing your vibration isn't pretending something else. It's recognizing with radical honesty where you're vibrating today. Are you dwelling in emotions of trust, fullness, openness? Or are you living from resistance, impatience, the need to control? Your vibration doesn't lie and the universe doesn't get confused. Here's the essential point. Your vibration doesn't depend on what's happening outside. It's an inner decision. You can be in the middle of a challenge and still choose to vibrate in peace. You cannot yet have the result you desire and still align with the emotion of gratitude for what's coming. This is true energetic mastery, because when your vibration becomes an expression of your inner faith, not your external circumstances, the universe surrenders to you. In the words of Neville Goddard, you must feel as if you already have it, because the feeling is the secret. And that secret isn't just a spiritual principle, it's a high-powered vibrational technology. So ask yourself, are you sending the universe signals of trust or anxiety? Your vibration is an affirmation of what you already are or a cry of what you fear not getting. The universe doesn't respond to your words but to the energetic field you sustain day after day. Because ultimately, manifesting isn't about convincing the universe to give you something. It's about becoming the frequency that already contains it all. Raising your frequency isn't about effort. It's about remembering what you've always been, a vibrational field aligned with fullness, peace, and wisdom. You don't need to force anything to manifest your reality. You just need to reclaim the natural state of harmony with the flow of life. The tools exist: authentic gratitude, visualization from certainty, conscious breathing, surrender meditation, and vibrational reprogramming. But beyond techniques, there's the deep willingness to let go of control, to trust unconditionally, to live each day as if the universe is already working in your favor. Because it is. Manifesting without effort isn't passivity, it's coherence. It's stopping the fight against the river and learning to swim with its current. It's acting from inspiration, not desperation, inhabiting your body with awareness, your thoughts with presence, and your emotions with wisdom. When you allow your vibration to reflect what you already are, abundant, loved, guided, the universe can do nothing but mirror that truth in your reality. So breathe, let go, trust, and remember that your true task isn't to control outcomes, but to care for your frequency. Because what already vibrates within you will inevitably come to you. I invite you to check out these videos that will appear on the screen. Take a look. I'm sure they'll interest you a lot. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, amen.